From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darrell W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, November 21st, 2014. Silver is trading at $16.24 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,194 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $350. Antiwar.com reports another Syrian province looks set to fall out of Assad government control soon, with Al-Qaeda's Jabhat al-Nusra sending some 2,000 fighters against Bath City and Khan Arnabad, the last towns they yet control in the Kenitra province. The Kenitra province covers the Syrian side of the Golan Heights frontier with neighboring Israel and has been seized by Nusra and some other more moderate rebel factions for months. Syrian officials warned that it could be the second province lost after Raqqa, which is entirely under control of the Islamic State. Arguably, however, Deir ez-Zor province has also fallen, as materially all of it is also under control of the Islamic State, apart from a handful of villages. Israel has largely supported the rebel takeover of the region as a way to oppose Assad, though a number of towns along the disputed border now openly fly Al-Qaeda flags, suggest that this could be a long-term threat for Israel's occupied portion of the Golan. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Coinbase. Coinbase is a simple and secure online Bitcoin wallet for sending, receiving, and storing Bitcoin. I trust Coinbase. You should too. Get started at coinbase.fppradio.com. That's coinbase.fppradio.com. UPI reports while the midterm elections brought political shifts on both the national and state levels, a new poll suggests the U.S. public doesn't see it that way. About two-thirds of the respondents to the NBC News Wall Street Journal poll said they believe the United States is heading in the wrong direction, and more than 75% said the election won't change the direction, while 41% were pleased that the Republicans now have control of both the Senate and the House. 39% disagreed. Fred Yang, who conducted the poll, said it's almost like the election never happened. Just over half, 53%, were happy about the election results, and 40% had a negative reaction. There was more enthusiasm for the Republican victories in 1994 and the 2010 midterms. While President Obama's approval rating remains low at 44%, respondents were somewhat more likely to believe he will try to work with Republicans in Congress than that they will work with him. The poll found 82% support for action to lower the cost of student loans, 75% want more spending on infrastructure, and 65% would like to see an increase in the minimum wage. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. Reuters reports President Obama imposed the most sweeping immigration reform in a generation on Thursday, easing the threat of deportation for about 4.7 million undocumented immigrants and setting up a clash with Republicans. In a White House speech, Obama rejected Republican critics who say his decision to bypass Congress and take executive action is tantamount to amnesty for illegal immigrants and urged them to pass comprehensive immigration reform legislation that the Republican-controlled House of Representatives has blocked. Obama said, "Today, our immigration system is broken and everybody knows it. It's been this way for decades, and for decades we haven't done much about it." With nearly 11 million undocumented immigrants in the United States, Obama's plan to let nearly 4.4 million who are parents of U.S. citizens and legal permanent residents remain in the United States temporarily without the threat of deportation. They could apply legally for jobs and join American society, but would not be able to vote or qualify for insurance under the president's signature healthcare law. The measure would apply to those who have been in the United States for at least 5 years. An additional 270,000 people would be eligible for relief under the expansion of a 2012 move by Obama to stop deporting people brought illegally to the United States as children by their parents. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.